All right, so let's get something straight here. Yes, there are brothers who are on YouTube voicing their concerns, their opinions, etc., 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 about black women, black relationships, the black community, our culture, and race. And the same is with black women as well. Now, when it comes to the brothers, talking about the issues they have with black women, the lack of accountability coming from the sisters, the complaints that we as black men may have, I've seen comments and I've also received inbox messages from black women who say that they don't meet what the brothers are complaining about: the attitude, the weight, multiple kids, irresponsible choices. Sisters saying that we're speaking to a specific kind of black woman and that those type of women shouldn't even be the type we as men should get with, and we shouldn't even be complaining about. If we didn't get involved with those type of sisters, we wouldn't be complaining in the first place, is what they're saying. Not true. When it comes to our complaints, concerns, our issues, most of it is not only due to us just getting involved with them. It's also based on what we observe from our friends or when we're out in public and what we've seen in the media. I mean, really and truthfully, black people got stories to tell, whether it's positive or negative regarding the opposite sex. But we talk about the negatives because, I mean, we would like for it to stop, right? Even though it's very, and I do mean very, it's a very difficult task. We speak on our flaws because it seems like black people want to forget the troubles that we have, and then they want to throw it up under the rug and act as if it doesn't exist. And I hate when people do that shit, especially black people. Whining about, why are you putting our dirty laundry out there like that? Because if you keep it under wrap, eventually it's gonna reek. What don't you understand about that shit? Yes, others races have the issues, and the reason they don't speak on is because they're in denial about their own imperfections that they possess. I mean, if black people would continue just to be aware of the issues that plague the black community, then hopefully their eyes will be open and try to fix it instead of ignoring or denying it like other races do with their own problems. And yes, black people, we have a long way to go for us to be able to get on the right track. But my main objective in this video is to get the sisters who claim to not meet the standards that black men are complaining about to understand that in some situations and circumstances, black women in general do not fall under one category. I repeat, black women in general do not fall under one category. There are different categories that black women do fall under. Don't get it twisted. It's just the same as with black men. Even though you do have black men who may have, different backgrounds and they travel different paths in life. When it comes to the sisters, brothers have the same story to tell. And I'm sure sisters do as well. Well, yeah, they do. Black women do. Black women can identify with each other when it comes to black men. Your independent black women, your hoochie mamas, your single black mothers, your successful black women, your fat, slim, curvy black women, your low income, poverty black women. No matter who they are, they're a part of a group that's known as, or what I like to call, the that's right choir. I don't care what different paths of life you sisters walk on. You have sisters who do believe in the rhetoric regarding black men. Now, I'm not saying black women in general believe in the rhetoric regarding black men, but the women that I've encountered, let's say in the digital world and in the real world, I've ran into women who believe in it more than the black women who don't. You follow me? And from my perspective, when I talk about what I don't tolerate or the issues that I have with black women or the lack of accountability that they refuse to speak on, I'm aware that all black women do not sit on the same branch. But I personally don't know that about you. Follow me. To simply explain all this, let's say I take a row of 20 black women, and in that row you have your different body types of sisters. Your slim, your curvy, your overweight sisters. You also have your single mothers mixed up in there. You have black women who happen to be in relationships, whether they're girlfriends, wives, or their fiancés. You also have your independent, successful black women in there, your superficial, materialistic black women in there, your irresponsible black women with temper issues. Basically, all the different types of black women that black men have labeled, experienced themselves are in that row. 20. Okay? All right. Y'all follow me, right? All right. Now, a black man stands in front of them and he starts talking about what he doesn't tolerate in sisters, their issues, what he prefers in a black woman physically and mentally. Yes, in that row, there are going to be sisters who will either or get offended, or they will understand his point of view, or you have those who feel they don't meet the negative standards that he speaks on. And yes, there will be sisters in that row that will fall under what he has discussed and what he doesn't tolerate or what he likes. But what I want black women to understand when they believe they don't meet the complaints that black men make, understand that you may not meet those complaints, those issues, but he's only speaking on what he has experienced and what he has observed as something he wouldn't want to tolerate. What he grew up desiring that certain sisters may not physically or mentally match up to versus the sisters who do. You know, honestly, you personally, you should not have to worry or should be offended by what he says. I mean, yes, you feel you should say something because you're a black woman. I mean, just as even when I don't meet some of the complaints that black women make, but unfortunately at times I get labeled if it's by, for example, a hood rat or a classy black woman. I mean, you do have sisters who assume the characteristics of what they disapprove of. Black men automatically possess it just because he's a black man, regardless if he's a thug or a lame or an on-point brother, a hood nigga, or a swagnificent type of brother. It doesn't matter. It's only because he's a black man. And for some reason, I don't know why that is. I guess it's that punching bag mentality. You know, taking it out on the bag instead of taking it out on the particular person you're speaking on. You know, sisters come up to you and they're like, well, you know how you black men are. I'm like, no, I'm nothing like the man you desire or had your heart set on. Well, you know how you black men, you know, y'all make babies and then leave them. No, I'm nothing like those brothers because I don't have a child. And if I did have a child, I would be there for my child. Don't lump me in that category when I'm nothing like them. You know what I mean? Like chick, express your opinions on that brother who has done you wrong, who has done your friend wrong. So that's what I mean by, you know, we as black people have this punching bag mentality. We just take it on the next person that we see. But sisters, black women, I need y'all to, I want, you know, when it comes to our complaints and our issues, you know, one of the problems that we as black men see within our sisters, well, within certain sisters, not all sisters, but within certain sisters, we have this perception that it's a growing trend, and it's that we see certain sisters, well, most noticeably in the younger generation, trying to imitate the mannerisms that's intolerable to black men. And just to name a few, the I don't need a man for anything, I'm Miss Independent chant, the I'm a strong black woman, can't nobody tell me nothing, having the unnecessary attitude that I talked about in another video about tolerating black women's attitude, you know, sisters who listen to their bitter friends, aunts, cousins, moms who got involved with black men who did them wrong, and then they transfer their bitter hatred and influence to other black women for them to feel the same way. You know, sisters joining the that's right choir and following the 10 BS black men rhetoric commandments. You know, thou shall believe majority of black men do not take care of their kids. Thou shall believe majority of black men are in jail. Thou shall believe high percentage of black men are on the down low. You know what I mean? Like, those are just a few of the BS rhetoric commandments of black men. Nah, I know I need to stop with that. But you get what I mean. I mean, sisters who are intimidating, imitating the mannerisms that's intolerable to black men. And of course, black women are seeing black men intimidating the mannerisms that's intolerable to them as well. And I wish they would speak against those type of behaviors that black men possess that's helping in destroying the black community. I wish black women would start telling these brothers, like, brothers, it's not sexy to have your pants hanging off your ass. It's not sexy to have a gun by your waistline. It's not sexy to be labeled as a D-boy. It's not sexy for you to have rims that cost more than the damn car. It's not sexy for you to be claiming a hood that is not really yours to begin with. It's owned by a white man who bought the land to build those apartment complexes. And if he gets sick and tired of it and it's not generating any money for him, he could easily just set up a plan where in the next 6 months he's going to initiate the agenda of terminate Brookview Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be Brookview Garden all day, baby. This is where we stay. This is where we from. All day, every day, nigga. For real. Like, you don't own that, pimp. You don't own that. Since when did you when did you put up the money to buy that whole hood that you claim? That hood is not yours, man. It's called Brookview Garden. It's probably named after the white guy's daughter or named after him or his wife. Please shut that nonsense up. Like, I mean, seriously, I wish sisters would start speaking about those type of behaviors when it comes to brothers instead of just spitting the rhetoric about black men in jail, black men on the DL. It's like you're not really providing any solutions. Like, start getting at these niggas' asses by telling them that you look stupid in doing what you're doing. It's not helping. You know what I'm saying? I wish more sisters would start doing that. But to conclude all this, I just want black women to understand that when you hear these brothers voice their opinions about black women, that doesn't involve praising you for being the mothers of the earth. And there have been YouTube users who have gone off the deep end with the disrespect of black women. And let me tell you something. Those types, they don't speak for me. I have my own YouTube page where I do my own speaking. But I just want you to understand that even if you don't match the complaints that black men have, reality is there are black women that have, and we know it's not all black women, it's just what we experience and what we observe, other black men can relate to as well, which in turn it gives off this idea that black men are talking about all black women, but that's not the case. The case is there are different types of black men who happen to have the same story regarding black women. Peace. Merry Christmas.